All right, everybody, welcome to the Wine Ambassador Training Hour, our Saturday afternoon training every week. It is January 29th, and this is going to be my last Saturday training for Wine Ambassador. So I'm going to do something a little special, a little extra. Tandy tells me all the time I'm extra, so I'm going to do something extra. And here's how this goes. I want everybody, there's a lot of people on here. And welcome to the family, welcome to the team, and welcome to the future, because we are just in an incredible place right now. And it's all about timing, and it's all about everything that Rory's done and Tanya have done over the last 30 years, and contacts they've made, the businesses they've built and had relationships with. And incredible. Well, today we're going to talk about Wine Ambassador. And I talk a little bit about Rory's book, but I want to talk about what that means. All roads lead to wine, because there is nothing else out there this relevant. There isn't anything out there this social and this fun to be a part of. Wine Ambassador is becoming the #1 wine of the month club on the planet, and has intentions to expand into every country on every continent until there just isn't any more to go into. And I feel 100% in my heart that that's going to happen. That is happening, and the rest of it is going to happen. And that's because I've always been able to take really good looks, reflect, follow my heart, make informed decisions, but I have a belief system that always helps me get everywhere I want to go. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, is your belief system and your confidence. This isn't going to be a Wine Ambassador specific training about a product. It's going to be about owning a business and having a belief system about the products and services that you get to take to the marketplace. So belief system and confidence, write that down. You can build an empire here. Everybody, not everybody, but you've heard a lot of people talk about building an empire. And I've had people ask me, how have you stayed in this industry for over 3 decades, for 32 years? How did that happen for you? There's a couple of things that I was taught how to do decades ago by Jim Rohn and other mentors that we've all had. And that is working on my belief system and making sure I'm in the right place at the right time. And you do that by preparing yourself, by staying around the flagpole, by listening to the leaders, and believing in what they're saying, but you have to believe in what you're saying. Your belief system is key. And we're going to touch on that in a little bit. But you can build an empire here to give you the time freedom that I always talk about, and the financial freedom that I always talk about. Time freedom means you get to do what you want to do, right? And I want you guys to write this down. We do what we have to do until we can do what we want to do. Do what you have to do until we can do what we want to do. Dive in, become a student, understand what you're a part of, look at the company, know the products, know all of the different varietals we have, learn more every single week about food pairing, because food is an incredible topic to advertise, right? So we can advertise what I think is the best product on the planet, wine, but we can also advertise food, because food and wine pairing goes, it's one. All right, so here's the first topic that everybody needs to know if you're going to be in business for yourself. Employ yourself. Be an employer and employ yourself. And what does that mean? And the easiest way to understand how to employ yourself is to play a little mind game with yourself right now. I want everybody to pretend that you are the boss, but there's a mirror of you sitting at the computer every day. And you're looking at your own productivity. So whatever you do every single day, and it doesn't matter if you have 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 8 hours a day, whatever you do during those hours that you dedicate to your business, how productive are you being? Because that boss is standing over your shoulder and listening to you, or watching you, seeing what you're doing, producing. So here's the magic question. If you were the employer and you had an employee sitting at the desk, and you were looking at what they do every single day, would you keep that person on, or would you have to let them go, fire them, whatever words you want to use? Write that down. If I was my own employer and I was looking from the outside of what I do every day, would I keep myself employed or would I fire myself? It's a big question. It's a business, so you have to run it like a business. It's not social hour. It's not playtime. It's not get together and, cheer time. We're running a business, and every time we get together like this, it's about helping us get all those golden nuggets and information that we need to be successful in business. So employ yourself means take a good look. So everybody wrote that down. You've asked that question to yourself. Would I keep myself employed, or would I let myself go if I was looking at productivity? Because every occupation on the planet has a job description and expectations for what you need to do. And you get an evaluation once or twice a year from your employer, right? I'll look at that in a second. Sorry about that. Lost my train of thought. So we all have the evaluation, the eval at the end of the year. And then the employer sits down with you and says, here's what our expectations are for your position. You haven't met those expectations. We're going to have to let you go. Or it's about you're going to get a 10-cent raise versus a 75-cent raise, right? They're looking at your productivity. You need to look at your productivity and say, should I keep myself employed or shouldn't I keep myself employed? Yeah. And if the answer is yes, productivity, then keep doing what you're doing. If the answer is no, I'm either going to give you half the raise that you thought you were going to get, or I'm going to have to let you go. Then you need to change what you're doing. All right. You're employing yourself. You're the only one that can do this. We can't do it for you. You got to do it. You got to say, I'm doing all that I can do during that time, or I'm not doing all that I could do at that time. So I'm not going to keep myself employed anymore. If that imaginary person was standing by you, what would happen? And that's what you need that's how you reflect on yourself. The other thing is going to that boss and asking for a raise. When you go to your boss at your job, for those who still have one or had one, they talked about your productivity, right? What I'm doing every single day enough for me to go to my boss and ask for a raise? We all want to increase our incomes. We all want to make more money because it's a business. We want to increase our incomes. You are your employer. You've employed yourself. Do you deserve a raise? If you're making $500 a month and you want to get to $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month, ask yourself that question as your own employer. Has my productivity been to the point where I deserve that raise? You've heard thousands of people say, treat it like a business, it'll respond like a business. Treat it like a hobby, it'll respond like a hobby. So if your income is not where you want it to be, take a look and make sure you're not treating it like a hobby, an option. I'm doing all this other stuff, but when I got some time, I'll go build my wine ambassador business. Or are you treating it like a business and say, I've dedicated this many hours, I've given it everything I have, so I deserve that raise? Because if you do all these things, you will see that raise. You will see that increase. Never happens as fast as we want it to. You can't get frustrated on that stuff. Never happens as fast as we want it to. But it happens if you continue to employ yourself and make the adjustments that are needed to your productivity. It will happen. It has to happen. It always happens. It always works that way, without fail. There's no other version of these laws that I'm going to share with you. If you employ yourself and be as productive as you can be in whatever hours you have to dedicate your business, it will happen. Now here's topic number 2, the second thing. See the big picture. The end result, right? Not this week, next month, 2 months from now, the end result. Where do you think you're going? Where do you want to go with this? See the big picture. Because if you never focus on the day-to-day numbers. I think it was Stacy and I talking about this within the last couple of days. If you look at if you're always focused on the day-to-day numbers, it'll drive you insane. But if you can see the big picture and know where those day-to-day numbers are going to end up, then you won't focus on the day-to-day numbers. You just know that I'm doing everything I can and I know what the end result is going to be. Don't focus on the end, the day-to-day numbers. Always focus on the end result. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have people come to you and say, oh my goodness, wine, that's not very exciting. That's not revolutionary. That's not, technology or everything that is important to them in their world. And you can confidently say, it doesn't matter what technology has. I know I got a leadership team in place that's going to keep me in front of the technology, but you know what? Your golden teddy bear or your new cell phone or whatever you're selling or whatever you're selling or whatever you're selling, that is what's going to go away. That is what's going to change. Wine isn't going anywhere, right? Wine's been around for thousands of years. I heard Roy say it's going to be way before us. It'll be here way after us. It isn't going anywhere. Technology will change. Rory and Brett and Peter and Tanya, they will make sure that we're staying on top of the technology to help us promote a product that isn't going anywhere. It will never go anywhere. Some of you have been around for a while and you've seen other companies give this a try, right? Try to be the Wine of the Month Club that we are. Try to promote different wines. They didn't do it. They failed. Why? Because they made bad decisions and they didn't stay on top of the technology. Brett Hudson, Rory Rickard, Tanya Rickard, Peter Antonio, they are going to keep you in position to stay on top of the technology. That's who's behind this company. So wine's not going anywhere and this company's not going anywhere. Believe that in here. You believe that in your heart and your mind and know what the end result's going to be for you, everything's going to work out. Just don't focus on the day-to-day numbers because they're not always pretty, but the end result is a beautiful thing. We all have obstacles. Obstacles don't discriminate. They don't discriminate. They attack me. They attack you. Obstacles get in Rory's way. Obstacles get in Tanya's way. Obstacles get in Brett's way. Obstacles get in Peter's way. Obstacles get in Mark Zuckerberg's way. Obstacles get in Bill Gates' way. Warren and every other successful people, Robert Kiyosaki, all of them. Obstacles get in their way. Obstacles do not discriminate. All those people at the top of the leadership in this world, they have obstacles too. Write this down. It's how we react or deal with the obstacles that define our success, where we're going to go. You can say, oh my goodness, I've had 3 or 4 different obstacles just punch me in the face today, and I want to go sit in the corner and cry about it, or I want to go pull the blankets up over my head and hide from it, because if I pull the blankets over my head, that monster won't know I'm here. Nope, the monster's still there when you pull the blankets back. It doesn't discriminate. Everybody has them. How you react to them, how you respond to it, decides your success tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and 10 years from now. All right, next subject, because I'm going to go quicker through this because I want to catch up on time. The next subject after see the big picture is law of marketing. Rory just touched on that a lot. Actually, he touches on it every time he speaks, and that's why we're so blessed. Nothing sells itself, right? No product or service sells itself. Write that down. Everybody write it down. Somebody's got to market the product. Somebody has to tell the world about this wine. Somebody has to tell the world about this Wine in the Month Club. Why not us? We're doing it. If you're brand new, you just got here and you're not sure, if you're looking into it right now and you haven't even joined yet, hopefully I help you make an informed and one of the best decisions of your life. This is the most relevant thing ever. This is the most social, fun, exciting thing ever. This is the easiest thing to talk about in the 3 decades that I've been around this industry. We're in a very unique position. we're in a very awesome position, actually. We are blessed because of the technology and the people behind this company, Wine Ambassador, and where it's going. And you're a part of that. And there's so many things that I know Brett and Rory and Tanya and Peter are working on that they can't even discuss yet. There's probably 100 more things that I don't even know about. And I'm probably closer than those two than most, right? Everybody knows that. I don't know. He doesn't share those with me because he's going to wait till the right time to share those things. The future is incredible. I know that much. I know some of the stuff that's coming, but there's so much more that's coming that I don't even know. But I'm positive and I feel good about it and I'm excited about it. And I say all the time, I got to pinch myself sometimes getting up in the morning going, wow, we really get to do this, right? We get to do it. We're in a very unique position because of the technology, the leadership, and the product that we have. And I hope everybody understands that. Stop looking at the day-to-day numbers and just go to work. What is that phrase Brett says all the time? We are in a great position. I'll go tell the rest of the world, right? What makes us so unique? If you look at all the other companies and all the other industries out there, usually when you get involved with something like this, there's some kind of a contract that you have to sign that says you're not allowed to do anything else. They try to control you. You can't be involved with anything else. One thing and one thing only. They want you focused on that one thing. Rory's learned that lesson over the years. I've learned that lesson over the years. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. We're in a unique position, and that puts all of you in a unique position. And you just need to understand what we have and go tell the world. Like Brett says, go tell the rest of the world. Because of the position we're in, there's always ups and downs in marketing in the industries, right? We're in a unique position where no matter what's happening in the world, what the newest technology is, maybe we'll even see Wine Ambassador in what is it called? The metaverse. Who knows? I know Rory has got an incredible mind of thinking about that stuff, and Brett and Peter and Tanya. Who knows where we're going to be? But if it's the newest, best technology out there to help you tell the rest of the world about the #1 wine club on the planet, we're going to have it. I'm pretty sure of it. We're going to have it. He'll test it. He'll try to break it. If it don't break, he's going to give it to everybody else. He's always going to make sure that we're relevant. And the most relevant thing we have is the #1 wine of the month club, education club, discovery club on the entire planet. And we're going to be shipping into the entire planet really, really soon. Okay, the next section I want to talk about the laws of attraction. Kind of goes with the laws of marketing too. I'm sorry, the law of averages. If you got a pen, I got to make you go like this. I'm sorry. If it's a pencil, you can erase it. The law of averages. And that's called going through the numbers. If you talk to one person a week, and that makes 4 people a month to talk to, and you get 4 every single month, by the end of the year, you've talked to enough people where you might get a 1 in 4 conversion, right? Well, what if you talk to 4 a day? Where the number's a whole lot higher at the end of the year, right? What if you talk to 10 a day? The law of averages works every single time, whether we believe in it, whether we understand it, it's going through the numbers. If we know 6 people on the planet, we're not going to hear a whole lot about this contamination or that contamination or this problem or that problem. But if we know 10,000 people on the planet, we'll hear that more often, right? Because we know more people. It works the same way. If we talk to one person a week or one person a month, we're only going to contact this many people who are interested by the end of that year. But if we quadruple and 10 times that number, we talk to more people, that same law of averages, that same percentile, that same 1 in 4 or whatever it is, increases that number also at the end of the year. The law of averages, the law of numbers works. It's math, right, Del? We don't control math. We just use math. That makes sense. Use the math. When you're talking to somebody and they say no, here's what no means: not right now. Write that down. No means not right now. Doesn't mean no. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with this great product, fine wines from Sonoma Napa Valley. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's got everything to do with them. Just means not right now. We don't know what's going on in their life. We just got to wait, talk to them at another time. Everybody's life changes every 6 months or so. We follow up, we talk to them then, and they go, oh yeah, I remember that. Oof, you know what? This seems like a good time in my life. I'm going to say yes this time. That's the law of numbers, the averages, and follow up. Fill your pipeline. Fill it with the no's, fill it with the yeses, fill it with the maybes. Just go through the numbers, keep filling your pipeline. Pipe, I want you to use a vision here. Imagine a real piece of pipe, a 6-inch diameter PVC pipe, Del. And you can only put so much inside, right? And after you start putting so much at this end that you got to push even harder, stuff starts coming out the other end. That's the pipeline. If you just keep filling your pipeline, including all those no's, eventually stuff's coming out the other end. Right? And that's we got to get out there and tell everybody about Wine Ambassador and everything that we have. And if we tell enough of them, whether they say yes or no, eventually the time is right for them. They're going to come out the other end going, oh, I remember you, Del. Yeah, we talked 6 months ago. It's a much better time in my life now. I'm ready to go. You guys are probably rocking and rolling since I said no, aren't you? Yeah, we are. But hey, it doesn't matter. You said, well, you're in now. Let's go. Let's run. Go tell the rest of the world. So keep filling your pipeline and don't think about the daily numbers. And then the next section is going to be your belief system. Write that down, your belief system. This one is the law of attraction, or I almost skipped to last time. Whether you believe it or not, whether I believe it or not, doesn't matter. There's laws in the universe of all the energies that exist on this planet. The law of attraction works. If you believe it. You hear guys like Napoleon Hill, for one, as a man thinketh, or Think and Grow Rich, right? He talks about this all the time. And he talks about whatever we think about the most all day long. Or how about this one? We attract to us what we fear the most. We attract to us what we fear the most because we become, or we manifest, what we think about all day long. It's the same statement, just said differently, right? If you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be sick, eventually you're going to be broke and sick. Promise you, it's just the way it works. Without you even understanding what you did, that's what you're going to attract to you. No one's going to listen to me about wine. No one wants to hear about wine. No one's going to listen to me about wine. No one wants to hear about wine. No one's going to listen to me about wine. Nobody wants to buy this wine. If you keep saying that, that's what you're attracting to you. But if you say, oh my God, I've got the best product on the planet. It's the most fun thing, social thing, easiest thing to talk about. Wine is such a great product. Wine has been around forever. It's going to be here forever. I can't believe I'm lucky enough to be one of the people that get to promote this and build a business behind it. And you keep repeating that to yourself over and over and over and over. Everybody's going to want to hear about it. Everybody's going to want to buy it. Maybe not right this second or the first time you talk to them, but you're going to put that no in that pipeline too, right? If you believe it, whatever you believe, I'm going to pick on Barbara Brucker because she keeps giving me these nice friendly smiles. Whatever you believe, you're right. If you believe, I'm never going to get anybody to listen to me about this. I'm never going to get anybody to think that wine is the product that we know it is. You're right. Because that's your belief system. But if you believe it, then you're right also. That's the law of attraction. That's how it works. This coffee cup, sorry, Yeah, it's got my favorite team on it. I apologize for that. That's my coffee. It's my favorite coffee. If I think no one else is going to like that coffee, no one else is going to like that coffee, no one else is going to like that coffee, no one else is going to like that coffee, no one else is going to like that coffee. Guess what? I'm attracting people in my life that don't like this coffee. But if I think, ooh, that's some good coffee. I love my coffee. That's great coffee. I'm going to share it with more people, and more people I'm going to attract those people in my life to love my coffee. Same, wine's the exact same thing. Doesn't matter what we're talking about, what we're promoting. If you believe like we do, and that's all you ever say to yourself, that's that positive self-talk. I've got the #1 product on the planet. It's been around forever. It's going to be here way after me. It's fun. It's social. And it's very, very lucrative. And you tell yourself that every day. You write that down and hang it up. Every conversation you have is based on those facts that you believe. Then that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to attract to your life. That's the law of attraction. It works whether we believe in it or not. How many of you have had jobs in the past going, I don't know if I'm catching on quick enough. I'm probably going to get fired. I don't know if I'm going to catch it on quick enough. I'm probably going to get fired. And you just said that to yourself over and over and over and over. And that's all you were talking about. And then next thing you know, you got laid off or fired or whatever. Yeah. All of us have experienced that because that's what we were focusing on. We track to us what we fear the most. All right. We become what we think about all day long. We become what we think about all day long. So look at the compensation plan that Wine Ambassador has. What's the top rank inside there? Write it down on a piece of paper. Put your name right next to it, like it's one of these certificates hanging up back here. Pin it to your wall, and know that that's the end result for you. That's where you're going. That's where you're going to get to. And that leads me to the last section, which is called prosperity consciousness. No. Yes, I'm going to talk about prosperity consciousness just for a second. And that's writing down the end result. So when I first got in the industry, my belief system was horrible. I didn't think I could do anything about this because I knew nothing about it. You weren't asking me to build a house. You weren't asking me to read the blueprints. You weren't asking me to do something that was in my wheelhouse that I had all this experience in. You're asking me to do something I know nothing about. Then I watched videos and tapes and got on calls, and VHS tapes. They're about this big back then. Remember those? And I listened to all that stuff, and I seen other people doing what was being asked of me, and I watched them and I studied them, and then I got to meet some of them and talk to them one-on-one. And I went, what's the difference between this person and me? And here's what I found. They were doing it longer than me. That's the only difference. They were doing it longer than I have. So I built my belief system to, I'm going to be where they're at when I've been here as long as they have been here. Prosperity consciousness. There was a recognition for the top, being one of the top leaders in that company. Came with a plaque, then a little sign, little pin to stick on my lapel, had precious stones in it. And I took a picture of that pin with the precious stones and put my name on it. I edited it and just wrote my name over there, right? And I hung it up. I said, I am that person. It's just not official yet. Not official yet. Why? Because I haven't learned the skills I need to get there. I haven't put in the time yet, but I'm in the process of doing that. That's who I am. It's just not official yet. That's where I'm going with this. It's not official yet. And Jim Rohn was one of the first people to teach that to me. He asked me when I first met him, just in the first couple months in the business, and he said, what's your income goals? I said, I want to make $20,000 a month. This was back in 1993. I want to make $20,000 a month. And he said, good, what's your plan? I said, I don't know. That's why I'm here, to learn from you. I thought you were going to teach me how to get $20,000 a month. And we went back and forth with some, individual training and some ideas from him and some good affirmations. And he worked on my belief system a little bit. And what the final result was this: when I become the person to deserves $20,000 a month, that's when I'll get that raised to $20,000 a month. And it happened just like he said it would. Why? Because I employed myself. I had my belief system right. I used prosperity consciousness. I knew I was going to get there. And it happened because of the laws of averages, the laws of attraction, and my belief system. There's no difference between me and Barbara. There's no difference between me and Joel. There's no difference between me and June, David Hartwood, Nina, Paul, Garfield, everybody. I've just been doing it a little longer. There's no difference between any of us and Brett Hudson, Roy Rickard, Tanya Rickard. They've just been doing it longer. And they have an incredible belief system. Roy talks about manifesting all the time. That's what he thinks about. There's no ifs, it's when. And that's why we all do this. So I want to bring somebody on here for a second because I know they got a great story to share about their belief system. So when I met this person a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, probably, they came in for a student trying to learn everything that they could learn. And about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, we talked about her belief system. And I'm gonna let you, it's incredible the transformation that's happened over the last year. So let's bring her in here. Miss Dina Harding, where are you at?
Over here.
Over here, there you are.
I'm in cold North Florida.
I don't want to take away from your story. I would love to just talk about you, but I want you to do that.
All right, thank you. Well, first off, you need to go to events because that's where I met Rory and Niall. I flew by myself to Texas, met them, didn't know a person in the room, but I was brave enough to do that on my own because I knew there was something different and I was missing a piece. So I found my piece. And over the last year, I have surrounded myself with positive people and people that have proven to themselves that there's a lot here with Wine Ambassador, and the positive people that I needed are in this group and in this wine club because I was surrounded with negative people and I was treading water fearlessly trying to stay afloat, and I literally had to get some people out of my life because they were too negative. They didn't think that I would be successful doing what I'm doing, and I am bullheaded enough to prove myself and prove them wrong. I couldn't be happier with what I'm doing, and Wine Ambassador has paved the path for me, and I will be in Napa in September, and I will toast with everybody there. Can't wait to do it. So sometimes it's self-belief, self-doubt, and I had to get that out of my head, and spending time training with Niall and other leaders here and learning so much from everybody on the Wine and Dines and just the leaders that are in this group. I'm kind of rising to the top. I don't have to tread water anymore. I can swim on my own, and I'm just happy to be here.
Fantastic. Yep. I mean, Dina and I have both had people say, wine? Are you kidding me? But we had a lot of discussions back then about belief system, right?
Right.
What do you believe? Because that's what you're getting, because whatever you believe, you're right. And that's what's going to happen. And she made a decision. You know, she took some time, thought about it all, looked at the big picture, and then made a decision. And it's kind of worked out.
Amen.
Pretty good. Amen. Thanks for sharing. Because I know, and I asked Dina before getting on here, if she was willing to be a little vulnerable. Sometimes the people closest to us have supposedly the best intentions, but the worst advice, right? They're not meaning to, they're not malicious, they just don't understand.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank Rory and Tanya just for giving us all the opportunity. If you don't see this as a solid opportunity, you're missing out. You need to change your mindset.
Yep. Belief system. Thanks, Dina.
Yep.
Stacy Southward, my sister from another mister. Is there anything you want to add on any of those belief systems? Seen the big picture, law of marketing, law of averages, law of attraction?
On your belief system as you're growing it, going along with the people that are telling you no, well, do they know? Do they have the right to say no? Does their opinion really matter? If they don't know, they don't know. You do know because you're here plugging in. So perhaps if they started plugging in, hearing what we have, and now they're in the know, then their opinion can count.
Right. That reminds me of one more thing that Jim taught me back then. Go to someone else's house, especially the ones that are giving you advice, right? I want, if you're looking, look at their library. Unsuccessful people back then had giant televisions and very little libraries. And all the successful people had giant libraries and little televisions because they didn't watch it much. Now, I know times have changed. You know, I only watch football. I mean, I watch TV once a week and it's football. So I got a big screen TV in that room, but it's only on, we only turn it on Sunday. Rory and Tandy have been to my house. They see that television. It don't even come on until Sunday. That big screen is just for to watch football. All the other televisions, they're hardly ever on. We don't watch news. So the same thing goes with the people that want to give you advice. Go to their house. Look at the magazines sitting on their table. Is this person unsuccessful in life? Are they struggling? The one giving you advice? Look at the magazines in their library. Whatever they're reading, don't read that. But if they're successful, look at the magazines on their table or their books in their library. That's what you want to read, right? To get advice from the right places. If you're looking for ways to feel healthier and look healthier, when you go there, go to the person that's unsuccessful, open up their fridge and look and see what they're eating. Don't eat that, right? You go to somebody that's successful, open their fridge and go, that's what I need to add to my menu right there. So look for advice from the right people. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody wants to give you advice, but make sure you're getting it from the right place. And unfortunately, sometimes that's the people closest to us. Best intentions, worst advice. Linda Horn, is there anything you want to add? My other sister from another mister?
I'm going to keep it sweet because I'll start crying. Through all of that negativity, if anything I've learned to become is numb. It's gone. I don't allow it in my headspace. Yes, surrounded, most definitely. Still, always, whatever. You can't always escape that situation, but you just make the best of it and you stay positive. These people here that I'm surrounded with, I love them all, every one of you that I've met. And I just want to pass forward to you that you are your own person. And Niall's 100% right. If you think negative, you're going to become negative. So you just tell yourself every day, like I do, I am healthy. This crap's not getting me. It's not happening. You have to believe in yourself. That's all I got.
That's perfect. That's beautiful. So we have a product that we get to take to the marketplace. It's beautiful, fine wines made the right way with no added artificial sulfites. It doesn't give you headaches. It doesn't give you rot gut. It's good for you. It's good for your mind. It's good for your attitude. It's good for your soul. It's good for your digestive system. It's got resveratrol from the skin of a grape. It's nothing but goodness, like some of the other countries know. But we lost that education, like Roy talks about, from prohibition. We've lost a couple of generations of knowledge of how good wine is and why we should have it in our life. You are in position to take that information and share it with the rest of the world, because They're starting to figure it out, especially in this country. It's trending up, like Rory always talks about, and the trend is your friend. You're in the right place at the right time. I'll go tell the rest of the world. And thank you, ladies, for sharing. I'm going to stop this recording.